All right, what is going on, everybody? I'm Dr. Luigi, and today we're going to be streaming making the UNU Diplomat convertible version. So here we are in the Quality UNU Discord. So this was sponsored by the Big Bean Wizard after a suggestion saying that he'd be willing to sponsor it. And so I can't turn down a good sponsorship. And of course, I figured, hey, why not live stream it? So I'll try my best to keep an eye on the chat, but I'm pretty bad at that, especially once I get into Jasoning and all that. So, because Big Bean Wizard left a very generous $5 tip, we're going to be making a few different versions today. And no, that's not just because of the tip. That was a joke. We'll be making a few different versions of the Diplomat today. I'm going to be making the convertible version, which is going to be more of like a cabriolet type thing because it's a four-door. But then I'll also make like a half convertible version where like the half part has a roof and then the front part is open. So I guess it's not a convertible, but I don't know what to call that. So with UNU naming conventions, I'm going to. This hasn't come up yet, so it hasn't been an issue. But I have suffixes for the different body types. So there's sedan, van, pickup, coupe, convertible. So for a four-door convertible, I'm going to call it cabriolet. Even though cabriolet, convertible are kind of interchangeable, I'm just going to kind of do that. That way, if I decide to make a two-door convertible version down the line, I'll be free to do so. So, of course, first thing to do is make a copy. I think that's how you spell cabriolet. Let me check it so I don't look stupid. I fucked that up. But it was because of a typo. I didn't mean to put the L there. Alright. Okay. So here we go. We're going to make the convertible. Alright, so we got Duda Voice saying hi. Micah Savant. SteveNet saying long time no see. Master. Get out of here with that shit. And then Little Jonathan saying hello. Alright. So show borders of invisible parts. We'll get all that out of here. So for this, I'm kind of going to be going off of like a 30s Mercedes because that kind of fits the vibe that I kind of want to go for with UNU. You know, because late 30s, early 40s Mercedes fold down four doors. I mean, those are fine. There's nothing wrong with those. And I kind of like the look of it. That's kind of what I want to go for because it is a fairly long car. I actually don't even remember what I based this off of originally. Oh, it was like some kind of Cadillac. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. No, not a 30s Cadillac, that's for sure. Maybe late 30s. I don't remember what vehicle I based this off of. Oh, okay. I think it was a 35 Cadillac. This looks familiar. I even did this exact same paint scheme, so I think this is what I based it off of. So let's see if there's a excuse me, convertible version. This is the fun part where you gotta kind of do some looking around. Alright, so I'm finding a few things. So I'll probably go for something kind of like this. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, you still have that little hump in the back, so I think I'm going to go with this. Excuse me. Now, the question is, do I make it fully detachable, or do I put in all the effort to make it fold up properly? I think I'm going to have to put in the effort to make it fold up properly. That's what this is. And then maybe I should do a two-door version, too, because it's pretty slick looking. Alright. Alright, I think this is what I'm going to go for. Alright, so I got someone asking if I could put a hitch on it. I should. I have long-term plans for better hitching systems with UNU, so I probably won't do that now. But that is something that will come down the line. And this one asked, any news on 1.16.5? That's all Don Bruce. I can't go on a version that Minecraft Transport Simulator isn't on. So um, that's something that you're going to have to bug Don Bruce about. That's not really anything I could do. All right. Move that over there. Alright, so step one is making these windows fold down. Now, I do a little different, this is a thick frame for like a door frame, and then when I make it into like a stainless frame that rolls down, I like to make it a little thinner. And I apologize for the fact that I sound gross. Nah, getting over a cold. And I think maybe allergies play in it. I don't know. I haven't gone to the doctor to find out if I have allergies. Probably do. Okay, that's the side I'm looking at right there. All right, and then shape box. Oh, actually, I left it one. This is the fun part. Okay. Cool, and then I gotta make this a little bigger. And just like that, we have the roll down window that's gonna go all the way in. Looks like I also have to add door rollies to this. I can't believe that hasn't been added yet. Whoops. I'll add that to the... No, I could have sworn I had that. UNU Civil Pack, Assets, UNU Civil, OBJ Models, Vehicles, and the Diplomat. Huh. No window rollies. Well, I'll have to fix that now, won't I? UNU Cougar's the next military vehicle coming out. It's going to be an actual proper tank. Due to Voice asks, how are my IRL projects coming along? Pretty good. I have a 53 Chrysler that I've been working on for a while, and I just got it on the road not too long ago. I'll show some pictures. I got pictures. We'll get a little sidetracked here for a sec. Cars. I even started a special picture folder for my cars. So yeah, I had all the engine taken apart, so I had all the parts I painted all the parts. I had to paint it, makes it seem like I took them somewhere. I painted all the parts all nice, and then lapped the valves, repainted the engine block, and put it all back together. And yeah, now it's back on the road, actually driving it around. Still got some stuff to work on it, mostly wiring. So right now, like none of the lights are hooked up. Although just this morning, I well, earlier today, I got the running lights and the parking lights set up, so that's pretty exciting. Okay, gotta give this a little angle because the door is angled. There we go. It's a little bit cramped. Not much I can really do about that, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna make this stick out a little bit more. There we go. I don't think the back door has any angle, so I should be good there. Go. And then the other side. Boom. Alright, now it's got door window rollies. And I'll be sure to make those translate. I'll add the other model. That's why I kind of texture mapped it to the door handles and the steering wheel, because that makes it easier to... Makes it so that I could just plop them in without having to worry about modifying the texture. Excuse me. Alright, so I got that window frame done. Now I just have to do the others and then modify the texture a bit. Alright, now the fun part with this is the door here is at an angle, and so there's a lot of funky numbers. So that's where I pull out my Desmos calculator and tools. But first, I gotta log in. So this is one of the secrets to the UNU difference, is I've got all kinds of fun Desmos tools. So for example, this one is my solid axle suspension calculator. It calculates how everything moves and what variable values I need to give, like the leaf spring components. So I can modify the size of the axle, I can modify the spacing of the leaf springs, I can modify the length of the leaf springs and the vertical offspread of the leaf springs. So it kind of demonstrates how everything moves. It's even animated. Makes making leaf spring suspension incredibly quick. And then this is my shape box aligner, so I can do the length of the shape box and then how much it's displaced, and then I can calculate all the different points. So this one's a little simpler than the other one. But yeah, so that's the UNU difference. Is all my math is perfect. Alright, sorry for that little mute. I just assumed you wouldn't want to hear me blow my nose. So for example, with this, I have the shape box right here. And so I can see that the shape box is 22 units long. So I just make this 22. And then I can see that the displacement is 2. So then I just set this to 2. And now, oh, man, I keep like trying to want to sneeze. So now I have, this is the angle of the door, and so I could just move these guys around to the different points along the door, and I could see exactly what value I need to put in. So that's what I'm doing off screen here. Although because this is brought, so this is a little wrong actually, because the door comes back 1, but then it still comes in 2. So this has a little bit of a flex to it, so I'm going to have to actually shorten that one up a little bit. But yeah. Huh. Yeah. So this actually isn't quite right, unfortunately. So that's going to make this a little more fun. Here I am going off about how my math is perfect, and then I come across a section that isn't perfect. Alright, so what I'm actually going to have to do is 18. Excuse me. Man, I feel fine, but my whole system is going against me. Yeah, I think I probably just have allergies. Alright. Alright, this is just ridiculous. I'll be right back. I'm gonna drink some water. Alright. So this is a little complicated for a couple reasons, because this door has two angles going on. Or does it? Can't tell. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's just the angle front to back. Alright, that's not too hard. I just have to figure this one out a little bit here. Alright, so this bottom part right here is, 21 long. So 20.5 and 0.5. So that means this back one here, the 8 and 5, needs to be 0.095. That makes it line up perfectly. You can see that right there. Wow. That's the UNU difference. It's that anal attention to detail, although something doesn't quite seem right. Of course, I click the one thing that goes all the way across. Yeah, something ain't right there. It's 21 long, and it comes in by 2. What's the issue? Oh, so I put 1 instead of 0.5. I thought I typed 0.5. I said 0.5. Alright. It's actually 0.048. There we go. Now it's perfect. And then, of course, I have to bring this in by half. Boink. And there we go. Now that one's perfect. And this one is the same deal. Although this one's 6 and 7. And in by half. There we go. Alright, now this top one is 18 long. This is going to be a little different. There's 4 here. It's got to be 0.056. Gotta remember, because a German made this, I got to use commas. Alright. And then the 1. Bring it in. Perfect. And there's other things there I have to fix, but we'll ignore that for now. No, this stays 0. It's the front one, the 3 and the 5. 056. 056. And then in by half. There we go. Now, this front angle here, because it comes in, this is front windshield. I believe. No, it doesn't. So what's going on? Why don't those line up then? Oh, it's got to come back. Okay, so this is 9 tall, and then it comes back by 3. 9 and 3, there we go. So that H2 is 8.5. Alright, so then that means this has to come back not by 3, but by 3.167. That makes that line up perfectly. And then, of course, come in by half. There we go. And this has to do the same. Go. So now this part here is disagreeing, but that's fine. We'll just modify that how it should have been done from the start. 3.33, whatever. There we go. Boom, man, boom, just like that. We've got our beautiful little window frames here. Okay, now to make this a little easier for the other side, I'm going to mirror it. And then texture match. Alrighty. So now we'll go ahead and do this one, the window. There we go. And then I'll do the same by mirroring this. Perfect. Alright, so that was that. Now I just got to recolor it. Excuse me. And color this, because now it's got to be painted. And then I have to fill in those little gaps that got missed because they used to be under the pillars. Perfect. Alright, so that's that part done. Now it's time for the convertible top. Now, on the bright side, this convertible top is a lot easier Then the other ones I've done, it looks like it's just some bows in the back, and then this top part will fold into all that. So shouldn't be too bad. And it looks like there's a center sort of pillar that's supposed to go across or something, in this picture anyway. But I'm just going to have it all open. Yeah, actually, I guess it doesn't. I don't know. And yeah, the little boot, and then we're done. So, time to start making new stuff. And so for this, I'm going to File, Export. I think it's as texture file template. No. It's some texture tool. There we go. File, New, and then Cancel. That way I can see what I'm doing pretty clearly, which makes that texture modification that I did worthless, but hey, who's keeping track? Alright. So, step 1 is making the roof bows. So, I'm going to go ahead and just put this wheel back for now so I can easily get it. Okay. This is what, in by 3? There we go. Okay. I've never actually done a convertible where the front kind of tapers in like this, so. Alright, so these are the top parts. Alright, we got a few other people chatting, and glad to see Dub joining the stream. Dub is a fellow content creator working on a Halo pack that I'm actually really looking forward to seeing. Okay. I've got a soft spot in my heart for the old Halo Reach. Okay, so this is 10. Alright, so this isn't quite long enough, so I'm going to have to bring these back a little bit. This is what, 18, 17. Alright, so I'm going to fold back. There you go, this should work. Alright, this is going to fold back. This is going to fold back. So this is the fun part, is I have to like make up the convertible mechanism too. It's always a fun little challenge though. Okay. So this, I think, can be Alright, quick. What's 8 square root 2? Did y'all get 11.3? I'll make that 12. So that gives it a little nicer curve. Alright. Follow me. So this is going to fold back. So this part's straightforward, because it's just going to come right back. Nope, not like that. It's going to come right back like this and just sit right there. So that's going to be perfect. And then the hard part is figuring out, and this is just going to fold back. So actually I have to bring it up like this. And then this is just going to fold back like this. And so that'll be easy. But then I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Because it can't just fold in like that. Because then it'll stick it in the window. So I think, but I can't just make it cut in half because that's like too much. Oh, let's see if I can tell from these pictures how many pieces the convertible top is in. Yeah, so maybe if I cut these in half and then I make each half section kind of fold in on itself, then I think that would work. Alright, one sec. Alright. I still have linkage installed. Alright, so this is, I've never actually tried using this before, but, well, I've used it, but I haven't tried using it. Well, now I gotta figure out how to remember to use it. Alright, so this is a cool little program that I downloaded a while ago called Linkage. And so I'm going to use this to try to invent my little linkage thing here. So I got this as the anchor point, and then I have this kind of section out here, and this is at a 45-degree angle. And then I'm not going for specific, what the heck, link, there we go. I'm not going for any specific measurements here, just kind of just a general idea so I could plan this out here. Okay, and then I have this thing up here. And then I have another one up here. It's a very similar length. So this is kind of what I got going on so far. And so all this has to fold up. Although I think this is slightly shorter. I don't think I could. I don't think actually think this is gonna work. I don't think I can do rotating sub things. All right. So that was a little waste of time there, but hey, no worries. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to split this in half so that this is gonna fold in like so. Yeah, that'd be perfect. All right, copy. Then this will fold in like so. Yep, and then this is gonna be the tough one to cut in half. Because of all the fun little things. Alright, that actually wasn't too bad. So then this can go like that. So then this is going to fold in like so. And this will fold in like so. Alright, so we got the base little framework here. So then I'm going to do the top. Well, actually, I think the top might not even. I think the front section doesn't even have a frame with it. Of course, I can't find like a high. I wonder if this video shows like the top coming up and down. Okay, so there is framework inside of there. It's interesting because there's also like pillars. Okay, so you can kind of see that this is one piece and all kind of folds in on itself with different sub brackets and all that. But yeah. See, mine doesn't need to work in real life, it just needs to kind of look like it works. Animate properly. Alright. Now I have to bring these in so that I can have the cloth on the outside. Alright. So one little thing I do to cheat a bit is, and it's not really even cheating, it's just from here to here is like a little piece of cloth, and so I'm just going to make the frame stick out a bit so that it looks like it's the cloth. It's not really cheating. I mean, this is more detail than any other pack would put in, so. Alright. Cool, so now we got our convertible frame set up, which is the important part. Once you have the frame, then you know where you're going from there. That's what's really important. So go ahead and shrink these. And then put a bow across. And then just for consistency, I'm gonna make these copies of this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so there's our frame, and then I'll go ahead and mirror this. Alright, so now it's time to start doing the cloth, and I think that it's going to be better for me if I don't make this an angle, but instead I use the shape box stuff. Now, the reason I'm going to be doing shape boxes right here is because it'll make it easier to make it kind of like a faux angled piece, and then that makes it easier to line up all the cloth. Because this is all still in the same coordinate system, so it looks a little funky, but it gets the job done. So yeah, that looks a little whack, but when I put in all the pieces that have to connect perfectly, because this is lined up on the same axis, it'll be a lot easier to connect, which that's what's really important. Okay. And I may go back to making this a 45 angle, depends on whether or not I want this to show on the outside or if I'll just try approximating it. So this 45. So yeah, these are our two options right now. The funky shape box looking one or the normal looking one. So for now, I'll put the shape box looking one over here, and it'll deal with the angled. because I might be able to make this work. Okay. Now it's time for the roof pieces. So I think I'll reuse this, excuse me, as part of the canvas, the canopy. And that was not, what the heck? And there we go. So this is going to be the kind of front of the canopy there, and then everything will work from there. This will be a little flatter than the normal roof, but hey, that's how it should be. Alright, so those I'm going to have to make meet up a little bit, but we'll work on that later. And then now I got to make this symmetrical, so 5 has to go over to 8. 1 goes over to 4. 2 goes to 3. And like that, perfect. Alright, now to make these meet up. Alright, so there's the front of the canopy, or the convertible. Alright, now we're cruising. Those are the hard ones. So I think I'm gonna make these stick in. And then from here, I'll just do the canopy. So these bars are kind of going to be like the Jeep, where um, the bars aren't necessarily part of the structure. All right, so Stefan Doctor says, "Hi, Luigi. Can I ask you something, Luigi?" You already did, but feel free to put any questions in the chat. I'll eventually get to them. Nothing in general. Cool. All right, so all right. And I was like fine all day, and then all of a sudden, I'm sneezing up a storm. Now this is the important part, is this back structure here. Why? Okay. There we go. So there's that. Is your UNU train mod on T-Launcher? If you don't know what T-Launcher is, it's basically a platform to install and play mods. I get so many people asking about T-Launcher. Isn't that for like cracked Minecraft or something? Uh, yeah, I think it's like for free Minecraft or whatever. And yeah, I don't really mess with T-Launcher, so yeah, I use Curse, and I don't really bother with T-Launcher. So I don't think so. I don't think it's on T-Launcher. Don't really have any intention on putting it on there either, because I mean, just pay for the game. It's not that expensive, and I'm certainly not gonna officially support any piracy or anything like that. All right, wrong thingy. Does this have a back window? Oh, okay, it does. A really tiny, really thin, tiny one. I think I have to make this a little thinner here. Oh, it's too thin. Oh well. Okay. Boom. Bring it in. And mirror. Cool. All right, so there's the overall shape. Does this fold down nicely? Of course not. Okay, it's obviously doing some junk to make this all work. Alright, there we go. I think that's close enough. Perfect. Cool, cool. So actually, I'm not even going to need this little thingy. Alright. So there's that. This is the really tedious part, is where you have to just kind of make all this stuff work together. Make these lines flow, especially with this curved back. Excuse me. Boom, done. And now for the side pieces, which I think should be a little easier. And then I gotta figure out how to make it all fold up. I think I'm just gonna go super cracked on this. Alright, see you later, Stefan Doctor. It's been good having you on stream. Hopefully, you can come to another one. so this is 9. Yeah, 9. And then it's got an up and down of 5. 9, 5, and then this is what, 1 in? 5, 5, 6. And then I ruin it by modifying it. Okay. One, 2. So that's 6.5. And then 8.5. 765 is what I gotta set this to now. And then I'll add 1 just to make sure everything's closed up tight. Okay. Now the final piece. So this is going to be a little bit of a janky texture, but this will make it a lot easier for everything to fold down. Okay. There we go. Now this has to be a little more than 2, so I'll make this closer to 8. Alright, so there's a little side panel there. Very fancy. Very cool. Alright. So now you just gotta make it all fold properly. Parts, delete offsets. Alright, I'll be right back. I just had to switch some laundry. Alright. So this is all going to kind of fold in like so. Well, this one isn't really going to fold in. So fold in like that. This. Fold in like that. And this will fold in like that. But I think I need to give it a little more. Like that. Excellent. And then, of course, this. Will fold in like that. All right. So there's those main pieces. So now I gotta make all these connect as well. So first I'll mirror. Oh, we gotta mirror the little border too. Mirror. Well, that fucked it up, didn't it? Parts, delete, offsets, and then mirror. There we go. And then each segment. Alright, parts, delete offsets, and then swap. And that makes it so that these all have the same offset, you know, provided I don't fuck it up instantly. So now this will all rotate together. Then this little segment. Parts, delete, swap. Alright, then this segment, it's got the window too, but I'll add that later. Well, I should add that now. Alright, so it's 3 tall. So it goes back by 1, not 2. Go, sits in there nicely, and then it's however wide that is. Excellent. So now I can take all this, delete, swap. And then finally, this segment. Parts, delete, swap. Okay, so that's all that taken care of. Now it's time for the foldy part, and then we're all done. So this, here I go with this and that all over again. So this is all going to fold down like this. So this should probably just actually fold up. So this could just go boom, and then fold down with everything else. Which means this, no, this has to fold down. So this folds up, and down, and up. So this folds up, this folds up, this folds down, this folds down. This one's easy because this is just going to fold back. So I'll combine this bow with this piece of cloth here. And then I'll combine this sliver with this bow, since they are pretty much connected. $7.15. Parts, delete, swap, $7.15. Excellent. And that makes the animations slightly simpler. Okay, so now it's time to combine all these. 624 parts, delete, swap, 624. Alright, 1525. 1525, part, delete, swap, 25, 15. Alright, 24, 24. And finally, this one, 3325. And there we go. Alright, so now the convertible top is done. So I've just got, so I'll save it. And delete all this. Well, actually, I think I'll wait to do that for reasons. Okay, so now I need to do the boot. Okay. So I don't need all these door handle ones, but I will need the other one. Okay, so make this convertible top go away so I can make the boot. so this is what it looks like with the top down. I just had to make a cool little boot for everything to go in. So we'll bust out the 650 deluxe convertible. I'll start with the boot from that. Sometimes I look back at these old models and I'm just like, dang, I really nailed it. Like, it's hard not to look back at some of these and just, because, like, I don't know, when you're in the middle of modeling something and you're doing all these little curves and details, you forget to take a step back and just appreciate the finished product. I really like how the 650 came out, specifically. This one came out really good. The grill was really difficult along with the hood and these tail light pieces, but it really worked out. Okay, so let's bring in the boot. Now, obviously, this boot is going to be a little different. It's going to be a different shape. Come out a little further, so let's go ahead and take a look at some reference. And it's going to kind of stick up a bit, too. Oh, and I guess I didn't make the bottom dip down like this. Maybe I'll do that with texture. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the booty. So I like how it kind of sits back in a way, you know, you kind of got this little, it sits over the trunk a little bit. Classy. So actually I think I'm just going to make it from scratch. I don't think this is really getting much help. Okay. And I think it's like kind of covered up completely, yeah. So it kind of starts from the back seat. It's going to be a stylish car. I'm going to get rid of these windows too so I can get a feel for how it sits when it's all properly rolled down. Alright, I think that's a pretty good boot. So it's a little low profile, but I think it gets the job done. It looks pretty good too. Okay. There we go. I think that's our convertible. Let me get this invisible, and then I'll take a little screen cap for the. Well, no, actually, never mind. Okay, that's good. I like it. It looks stylish. Look at that. Okay. So I gotta make this a separate model part for animation purposes. Okay. Wheel left track it is. Alright, make the drill head. No, this is trailer. I know my naming conventions. Alright, now these don't need to have anything modified with them. So they could go visible. Visible, although it looks like the window isn't quite lined up on this one. What's the story here? The heck? Yeah, there's no sense in these having any Z modification. That's weird. Okay. So, now comes the fun part. So first, edit, select all visible parts. Now I'm gonna make this the other one. I think it's wheel left track. Yeah, right track. Wheel right track. And then to make all this easy, so 24 plus 8, that's 32. $14 plus 16, that's 30. Plus 8 is 38. This is how I did the half-track mule with the convertible. Because there's just so many parts that you can't really separate them all. So I just blow them apart like this, and then I can move them back in Blender. That's why I'm doing them in increments of 8 or 16, because that's 1. So 9 plus 8, that's 17. Cool. Alright, so we go ahead and save, and then import texture. So now you can see all this stuff needs to be retextured, obviously. Go ahead and first redo these trims that we've already redone. I should have exported the texture before I reset it. Would have been big brain. Okay. And then auto texture position the boot. Parts, auto texture position. And this is why I don't delete the roof yet, because then in theory you can use one texture for both the convertible and the hardtop, because the hardtop parts and the convertible parts won't overlap. Okay. Then I'll make this pink since there's no longer a headliner. Then I can go ahead and delete this. Oh wait, no, not yet, not yet. Out of texture position the roof too. Make parts invisible. Edit, select all visible parts, auto texture position parts, click play. See my puppet now, I'd put on background music. The last thing I need is a copyright strike. And I do like the generic stuff, but it really gets annoying. Alright, and then I've got to redo the window. Boop, boop. Alrighty. Pink for all the cloth. Well, that's not cloth that I just painted, is it? And then chrome for all the bars. And then pink for the outside of these ones. Very nice. And then a little chrome around this window here. All right. cruising. So now that that texture is all taken care of, I can go ahead and delete this roof because it's no longer necessary. Cool. File, export, export as texture file. Diplomat Cabriolet. Alright, so then I gotta trim off the unused bits. I freaking love GIMP. GIMP is so good. Excuse me. So here's the Cabriolet texture. And then I export a texture file template. Override the Cabriolet. And then I put it on here. And then I can select everything and delete anything that's not used. Then I import that texture. And we're done with the model side. Now comes the fun of the JSON, but that is going to have to wait for another day. As we are at the end of our little event here, so I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these windows so that they look very cool and swaggy. Hope you enjoyed this stream. It's always fun doing these models, and I like it when I can interact with people, even though sometimes I'm pretty bad at keeping an eye on chat. I think I did a pretty decent job this time, though. So this is going to be the thumbnail. There you go. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time, probably tomorrow. And then that's when we're going to JSON the actual convertible action. So that's going to be its whole own thing. Luckily, it's just the convertible that I had to JSON since I already have this car. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow.